I got a better idea. So we had dinner, and I put a pitch onto her, and I said, I'm going to throw something at you that's crazy, but what if instead of Florida, we moved to West Africa? And I never expected she'd say yes. And by the end of the dinner, she said yes. And so the next morning, I literally woke up before I went to the gym, before I did anything. I booked the tickets. I didn't know where we were going to stay. I didn't have a car. I didn't have any plans. Didn't know where the kids are going to school. I paid for the tickets. And 10 days later, we were on our way. We didn't know if we're going to do homeschool or what. We said, let's check out some schools. They're actually in a school here I'm in Freetown, Sierra Leone, by the way. When I said West Africa, they love it. And I'm not one of those guys that says they love it and they hate it. They really love it. They've thrived. It's been the best thing ever. So we moved here, not for business, not for anything, just because we needed it. We needed a simplification. We needed to focus on the priorities and basically figure out our priorities. And it's been amazing.
Man. Okay. So, I talk a lot about lifestyle design and how I think we're on this earth. We get one go round, and what we need to be obsessed with is skills acquisition, acquiring those skills that allow us to design the life for this one that we have to live, that we're going to be really excited and proud about when we get to the end of it. But thank you for embodying that and making it easy for me. When people are like, well, what exactly do you mean? Now I'm just gonna be like, well, check out Nick Wood, because he learned a set of skills that empowered him to, in a pretty dramatic visual fashion. You have proved exactly what I'm saying, right? If you get the right skills, you create possibilities for your life that didn't exist otherwise. Before we go into that, let's get into the waters of cultural criticism here, because the life that you had here, 3 kids, successful business, affluent, upper class, American, in a city that's not too big or too small, like, you had the dream, but the dream wasn't doing it for you. So maybe talk a little bit about that and what's changed since you've been out there before we get into the skills.
Yeah, that's a good point. I had a couple people call me and they said, well, like, what's going on? My mother-in-law cried. My parents were like, what are you doing? I had somebody call me and said, hey, I'm just checking on you. Are you trying to run from something? Is it because you're getting criticism online? Like, all this stuff.
Right.
I was like, no, I love my life. I have a beautiful home. We really enjoy St. George. We love St. George, but it's just, at the end of the day, like you said, in my mind, what it is we need to figure out how we can escape, if you want to use the word rat race, escape the hamster wheel, escape the matrix. We need to figure out how we can do what we were called on this earth to do. And the first thing we need to figure out is how to get our money right so that we can actually do that. Because if we're a slave to our job forever, we can't do that. So no, I had an amazing life in the United States. But that's not everything, right? So this is an itch that could only be scratched by radical change.
What was pushing you out? What was pushing you away?
That is a phenomenal question. It wasn't so much that it was something was pushing me as it was that something was pulling me. And what I mean by that is I actually spent time in this country 10 years ago, volunteer missionary, did that whole 2-year missionary trip. And ever since that, I just had that thing like, man, wouldn't it be cool to not only be able to spend time there, but be able to spend time with my family there and to be able to build businesses. So it wasn't so much of a push as it was a pull.
Okay.
And it's been cool. I've been able to, because of everything that I've done with my business and making money online, I've been able to invest in companies. I've been able to help a couple of friends start businesses. And then beyond that, stuff like being immersed by different people. Like I've gotten very cultured in terms of like different religions. So like I started reading the Quran because this is a 70% Muslim country. And every time I come to a place like this, it's just very refreshing. It's like a reset. And then it gives me this energy to just go, and I'm like, okay, it's not that hard to make money. I don't have to go and pull water out of the ground. I don't have to, clean my own clothes. I don't have to start a wood fire to make food. I have it pretty easy. Let's make sure that I don't, fumble this one.
Yeah.